Okay, hello. This video has been delayed again and again because my plans kept changing for the whole year and I had to like re-evaluate all of my goals because they just didn't make sense when my plan completely changed. Basically, a little bit of context, I'm living in Bali right now and I've been living here for the past 4 months and I was planning to stay here for at least another 2, 3, 4 months, but a couple of days ago I just changed my whole plan around and I decided impulsively in one day that I want to go to Brazil in a week. So yeah, I have my goals out in front of me and I'm going to share them with you guys. They're very different to the year before because basically I had a system that just did not work for me last year. So this year I basically was thinking about the fact that there's different personalities when setting goals, and I made 3 different templates for the 3 different goal setting personalities. I have videos on that if you want to watch, but basically if you want to see how I actually broke down my goals, you'll see in those videos. In this video I'm just going to share my actual goals, but to explain the overall layout of the goals is none of these are actually yearly goals, they're all quarterly goals. So I'm basically going to tell you the quarterly goals I want to achieve this year because I have just come to realize that for me yearly goals do not work. The time frame is too long. I either underestimate myself and don't aim high enough, or I just set a completely unrealistic goal. I feel like 3 months is perfect. It's the whole 12-week year if you guys have heard about it, and I feel like that's what I want to do this year. Another thing I want to say is my general kind of era of this year really changed around. So a couple of days ago, before I was planning to go to Brazil, I really was hoping that the first half of the year is going to be very disciplined, very stable. I was going to stay in one place, I was going to do 75 hard, and the second part of the year I'm going to travel. But now I'm basically traveling the whole year. So this first quarter of the year is going to be very like solo travel vibes because basically last year in 2023 I traveled a lot. It wasn't the solo traveling, like the fun kind of solo traveling. Like I wasn't staying in hostels, I wasn't meeting new people, I wasn't really exploring that much. I was just coming to a place and staying there and living there for a month, and honestly it was really lonely. So this year I decided that I'm gonna go completely out of my comfort zone. This first quarter I'm gonna be completely like backpacking, solo travel, staying in hostels, meeting new people, and yeah, it's gonna be a very different life, different era than the one I've been having in Bali, because that's the overall vibe for my year. Now for my goals, as I said, I have quarterly goals, but I also implemented this year a bucket list. I was never one of those people that had a bucket list. Like I have an overall life bucket list, just things I want to achieve or see or experience or do in life, but I decided to implement this into a yearly bucket list as well. And it doesn't have to be something crazy. Like it could be something like, oh, this year I want to read a poetry book. Things that I want to do at some point in the year, but it's not like a big goal. For example, again, spoiling one of my little bucket list items, I really want to go camping. I have never been camping in my life and I really want to go camping, but that's not a quarterly goal, but I still want to include it because it's a goal. Like I really want to do that this year. So yeah, that's for context. We have quarterly goals and we also have like little bucket list goals. So for the quarterly goals, I have 5 categories. So I have hobbies, finance, travel, learning / certification, I don't know, and work / what I'm doing right now, content creation. Okay, let's start with the fun ones. Let's do the hobbies first because I feel like the work goals are very predictable. So my first goal of this year is to learn Portuguese, and this is obviously going to be broken down into quarterly goals. So in the first quarter I want to reach like A1. In the second quarter I want to reach, I don't know, have a normal conversation in Portuguese. In the third quarter I'll do something more difficult. But this year I have finally chosen one language to focus on. Like if you've been with me for a while, you know that it's very difficult for me to pick one language to focus on, and every year I'm like, this year I'm gonna learn 4 languages, and I never do because I get overwhelmed. So I feel like I just need one language to focus on, and Portuguese is the way to go for me because like I said, I'm going to Brazil and I'm planning to stay in Brazil for 3-4 months. So very excited by the fact that I will speak Portuguese by the end of the year. It's a non-negotiable. My second hobby goal is to start drawing digitally on my iPad. This is a goal that I have had like every single year, but I finally started working on it, and this is why actually I like the fact that I'm making this video 1 month into 2024 because I can tell you already I've started working on this goal, and this is the most progress I have made on this goal in like 4 years because I keep setting this goal over and over and I never actually did anything about it. I am starting to draw digitally on my iPad. I have like a little screen protector which is like paper feeling, so I draw digitally. It doesn't exactly feel like paper obviously, but it's really nice. I'm very bad at the moment, but I'm starting, and that's all that matters. Traveling so much, I can't carry all that material around with me, so drawing digitally at the moment is the best for me. We're bringing that hobby back into my life. My third hobby goal is kind of vague. I didn't really know how to formulate this into a sentence because I don't know exactly, like I need to clarify exactly what I want to do for this goal. But I really want to get more into filmmaking and cinematography and color grading and editing and everything, because for a while editing is something that I wanted to delegate, and I did delegate it for a while, but I realized that it was the part of the creative process that I enjoyed the most. And I don't know, I was just realizing more and more that I genuinely really enjoy filming and editing, but you cannot see that through my content because I feel like in the last 2 years, I've kind of lost the very creative aspect of making content. Editing wise, if I really want to, I can edit a cool video, but filming wise, I have no skill. I don't know like what looks good, what looks bad, the framing, the depths. I don't know what camera is good, what camera is bad. So that is very important to me this year, but I feel like that's going to be more towards the end of the year. So it's going to be one of the last quarters because I want to get new cameras. I want to start trying out all these different filming things. And while I'm in Brazil, I'm going to be traveling a lot. I'm going to be staying in hostels. I don't feel really safe with like new equipment. Those are my hobby goals. I feel like I spoke so much about them. My next category is finance, and we only have one goal here. I honestly just want to enjoy this year. I want to travel. I don't need to make $1 million. I don't know. I feel like for a long time, I felt like I had to strive for more. And it's not that I'm striving for less. Like, of course, I want to be comfortable. I want to be financially free. But in this current moment of my life, like, it's not my goal to be like, oh, earn $1 million this year. It's not about that. So my only finance goal for this year is to pay off my student loan debt, which is not that much. It's around 14,000 pounds. So I don't know how much that is in dollars and euro. I'll put it here, but it's not that much. So I can definitely pay it off. But it's something that's kind of weighing down on me because there's interest on it and it's growing. And also, I didn't write this as a goal, but maybe I'll include it as a goal. But I want to stay on top of my taxes because I have officially registered as a tax resident in a different country because I'm traveling all the time, so I don't actually qualify as a tax resident anywhere. So therefore, I'm a tax resident in my country where I'm a citizen, which is Latvia. So I'm officially a Latvian tax resident. But I really want to stay on top of my taxes because basically how I've been doing with taxes for the last couple of years is I do all my expenses, I do all my returns, whatever. But in the end of the year or in the beginning of the year or whenever I have to pay them, I get the number from my accountant and they're like, okay, you have to pay this much by this date. And I'm like, shit. And I always figure out a way to pay it. I have been late on my taxes, but I just pay interest. It's fine. I've like never done anything illegal in terms of taxes. I always pay it, but I'm always paying extra interest for being late on them, and it's always a really big cause of stress for me. So this year I'm finally tax resident in a new country. From the 1st of January, I'm a tax resident in Latvia, and I feel like I have like a new page. Next category, let's do learning and certifications. Basically, in the end of last year, I became a certified yoga teacher, and that is something that I'm very interested in and I want to do in the future. Now that I'm going to be traveling a lot, I feel like it's something I'm not going to be able to do too much, but I feel like honestly it's kind of perfect because it gives me a year to practice, to learn more, to get more certifications, and then next year that could be like my main focus. I have 3 certification learning goals for this year. So my first learning / certification goal is to become a certified holistic health coach for women. I'm actually in the process of doing that right now, so that is a Q1 goal. I am in the middle of my course, so by the end of Q1 I will be certified in that. I will have like my official certification, and it's also connected to yoga, so it's also going to be like if you're on your period and you're doing yoga, what kind of poses you shouldn't do and what you should and what to do for cramps and everything. It's a lot. My second goal is to become a certified holistic nutrition coach. This is kind of random. I'm not trying to be a nutritionist. This is from my own personal knowledge because nutrition is something that interests me, but I have absolutely no knowledge in. My mom and my sister are super into nutrition. My mom has a bunch of certifications as well, and they talk about it all the time, and I listen and I'm like interested, but I just don't even really know what they're talking about. Like, I know in general what's good and what's not good from talking with them, but it's something that I'm so interested in, and I feel like it's knowledge that is kind of missing from my life right now. And it's not specifically like I don't want to become a nutritionist and help people, you know, figure out what to eat, but as someone who's going to be a holistic health coach for women and a yoga teacher, I feel like this is knowledge that just all goes together hand in hand, and it's just for my own life in general. So I already know the certification course that I'm going to be taking, but I think I'm going to do that in Q2 because right now I want to focus all of my energy and time on my holistic health coach certification. So that is a goal for later. And my third learning goal is I want to get another 50 hours of yoga teacher training. So I don't know what specifically, so this could be like a 50-hour yin yoga teacher training, or like Iyengar, or meditation. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I think in like quarter 3, quarter 4, I want to get another 50 hours of specialized yoga teacher training, because I got an overall base of like, you know, the basic 200 hours you have to do, but I want to build on it. I want to have more knowledge. So that is my goal for the end of the year. Okay, moving on to my travel goals. I have 3 goals within here. So my first travel goal is to plan another group trip. So about 2 years ago, I co-hosted a trip to Portugal, and I don't even remember, I think it was like 14 girls that flew out from all over the world. We had girls from Canada, from the US, from Russia. We had girls from everywhere, and they flew out from all over the world. We met in Portugal, and we had a week of like so much different activities, so much exploring. It was so fun. I got to know everyone. All the girls were so sweet, and it was such a good experience that I would really love to do it again. So this year, I want to either plan a trip or actually plan and go on the trip. So for example, if I start planning this trip at the end of quarter 3 and it happens in 2025, I'm okay with that, because I want to at least start planning. It would be great if it could happen this year, but with these kind of trips, like sometimes you need like a couple of months of planning, so it's not guaranteed that it's going to be in 2025, but I would love to do it in 2025. But basically 2 years ago, I went on a group trip hosted by this girl that I followed on Instagram, and she did it with this company, and I really liked this experience because it was so well planned out. The itinerary was all done by them, but we still got to travel with her. So it was very fun, and I really would like to do a trip with that company as well. So basically, if you want to host a trip with that company, they give you a little survey link that you give out to your followers, your viewers, and once you get a certain amount of responses, the planning process starts. So if you would potentially be interested in traveling together, I'm gonna leave a little link in my description. You know, it would be so fun. We would get to know each other, we would spend time together, we would explore, do all the different activities, try new food. It is really fun. I have been on a lot of group trips. I hosted only one, but I've been myself on so many, and it is always the best experience. So yeah, if it's something you're interested in, I'm gonna leave a little link. It's just basically a survey. You're gonna answer what places you'd like to visit, what months you're free, what kind of activities you want to do. So you completely just fill out whatever you like. Like maybe there's 5 countries that you've really wanted to visit, but you haven't gotten around to it. Or maybe when you're filling out when you're available, you know that you're gonna take a month off of work in August, you know? So you just fill out a bunch of little details, just your own preferences, and then based on all the surveys, we then try to come up with a trip that fits for the most people. And yeah. Okay, we're changing the angle a little bit because my camera died, but it's okay. Okay, moving on to my second goal. I don't know if this could be considered a goal now because now I'm doing it, but basically in the beginning of the year I planned that I wanted to live in Brazil for 3 months. You know, 3 months is a long time. I've been in Brazil before, but I was only there for like 5 days, and I was alone. I didn't really do much. I didn't like meet any people or anything. So this is a new goal for me. I want to stay there for about 3 months. So that is my second goal. Already kind of started on it though. This is what I'm saying. I like the fact that this is a month in. Maybe in the future I'll do this as well, because you're getting like an update on my goals. Like this is my goal, but also I've already started to make it happen. This was my goal to eventually some point in the year live in Brazil for 3 months, and now I'm telling you I'm going to Brazil in 2 days. We're on track. And my third travel goal is I want to travel all over South and Central America. I don't need to visit every single country, of course. I'm not even gonna have enough time for that, but I would love to visit like 10 to 15 new countries this year. It's a lot. I definitely want to visit Argentina, Peru, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, obviously Brazil, and there's a lot more that I want to visit, but those are the 100% like I need to visit this year. I really want to. So moving on to our last category, which is work / social media / content creation, because this is what I do. I have 3 goals, but I'm thinking now these can kind of be broken down into 6 because one goal I kind of put it all together, but these can be 6 goals. So anyway, let's start with the first one. I want to start a yoga YouTube channel. I mentioned this earlier, but again, this is going to be like last quarter goal. Like I might start this only in December, but it is something I want to start. The goal is not to have a lot of subscribers. I'm not even trying to post like every single week, but I want to have, first of all, experience teaching on camera camera, and also for anyone who wants to experience a class with me to be able to take one from online, because in the future, if I want to teach offline or if I want to teach online, I want people to know what my classes are like. Like, I'm not going to be like, okay, take my classes, and no one has ever even tried my classes before. My next goal is I really want to start being consistent, properly consistent on TikTok. Honestly, this year my goal out of all social medias is TikTok and YouTube. I'm so late to the TikTok game. I have TikToks, I've posted a good few, but I really want it to become like a daily thing. Okay, maybe not like everyday TikToks, but I really want to become very consistent. So I think sometime in Q1 I'm gonna do definitely like a little TikTok challenge where it's like 30 days every day, and I might do that in the other quarters as well, just to get myself into that, because I feel like right now it's just something that scares me a little bit, because I'm used to long form content and I'm used to stories, but I'm not used to like short form content. So my YouTube goal is I would love to get to a point where I'm posting twice a week. So at the moment my goal is once a week at least, because I'm not even doing that. By the end of the year, I would love to be consistently posting twice a week. Consistently. And then my last goal is I want to start posting on Pinterest, because I love Pinterest, and I honestly have a couple of pictures that are very Pinterest worthy, and I haven't posted them, not on my Instagram or on my Pinterest. So I want to get into that, but that is just like 1 quarter goal. I don't feel like that is a huge goal that I need to be working on every single quarter. That's just maybe for 1 quarter. I want to post a bunch of my pictures, and then, you know, whenever I have a nice picture, like once a week, I can just post like 2 or 3 pictures. It's not something that I want to be doing like every single day, but it's something that I really want to start. Moving on to our little bucket list. This is very random, but these are just things I want to try, things I want to do, places I want to go. So like I said, at the moment there's only 6 things on these lists. There was 9. I already did 3 of them, but I feel like this bucket list is going to be something that I'm adding onto like every single week. So maybe if I do like quarterly check-ins, or maybe if I do like a little check-in at the end of the year with my goals, then I can tell you like all the things that I added to my bucket list and what I ended up doing. But let me share with you things I've already done. I've tried aerial yoga for the first time. I've tried pole class for the first time in my life, and I've also done surfing all in the beginning of this year, and these are all completely new things and I wanted to try them. I would love to surf again. Surfing was freaking incredible. Aerial yoga and pole were not for me, but I just wanted to try them because I feel like it was just something that I've never done. But surfing, 100%. I want to do that in the future. So the things that I haven't done yet that are on my bucket list is I really want to go to the Rio Carnaval, which I am doing, so we're on track for that one. I'm gonna see it next month. Then I really, this is very random, but I really want to go to Iguazu Falls, both on the Brazilian side and the Argentinian side. So I really want to do that this year. My next thing is I really want to go hiking at least twice, and the reason I say twice is I want to go to Machu Picchu. That's another thing on my bucket list. I really want to do the Inca Trail, and that is like a hike, but I also want to go hiking one more time outside of that. So I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know with who. I'm definitely not going to go alone, because I feel like if I get lost, I don't know what to do. That's not something I want to do alone. The next thing is I really want to be in Mexico for the Dia de los Muertos, because that's basically in the end of October. I think it's like October 31st and the 1st and 2nd of November. I really want to be in Mexico for that. So that is one thing on my bucket list. Then I really want to go camping. I really want to go camping. Like a couple of weeks ago, I saw this bike packing video where people are basically, this couple I think is traveling all across the Americas, and it was like a 30-minute video, and I've never watched like a bike packing video, like someone cycling and camping. I've never been interested in that, but I watched that whole video and I was like, oh my god, I want to do this. Like, not as long as they're doing it for a whole year, but I would love like a month of bike packing sometime in the future. Like, I would love to do that. That sounds amazing. Difficult, but amazing. So I don't have a specific goal of doing it this year, but I want to go camping at least. I want to go camping in nature, and I want to like see the stars, like so out far away from big cities that like the stars are like really clear. Like, I really want to do that. So that is on my bucket list. And my last thing on my bucket list is, this can be multiple ones, but I want to take a few traditional dance classes in the countries I'm in. So for example, in Brazil, I want to take a samba class. In Argentina, I want to take a tango class. If I go to Cuba, I want to take a salsa class. So I really want to take the traditional dance lessons, because I love all of those types of dances. Maybe like cumbia as well. Like, I don't know. I would take them all, honestly. So that's on my bucket list. Right now it's just as one, but I think it's gonna end up being separate ones. Like one bucket list item is like take a samba class in Brazil. So I need to plan that actually, because I'm going to Brazil now, so I can start looking for some beginner samba classes. And yeah, those are all my goals. I'm saying that as if it's not a lot. It is a lot, but these are very manageable. They're all aligned to me. It took me a while to really reflect on all of them, because I was like, I really want these to make sense for me. Like, I don't want to just set a bunch of goals and be like, what am I actually doing this for? Because I feel like last year I set so many goals, and at the end of the year I really looked back at them and I was like, half of these I genuinely don't remember why I set it even as a goal. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what your goals for the year are. I'm super curious. Like, your goals for the year, your goals for the quarter, your goals for the month, it doesn't matter, but just let me know what's something that excites you, that you're striving for, because I really love to see people write about like what they're super passionate about and what they want to do. It's really interesting. So let me know. And again, if you would want to potentially travel together, please fill out my little link, the little survey. You just fill out like where you want to go, how long you could go for, what your budget is, like all of that. And a lot of the questions are optional actually, so you can see like it says optional, you don't have to answer some questions. If we get enough responses, we'll actually go on a trip and we can potentially travel together, explore together, and become friends. So yeah, it's gonna be in the description down below. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. I'm not gonna be in Brazil yet actually, because I'm still filming a couple of videos before then, but I'll be getting ready for Brazil. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Much love.